We live. I think we are. But I am going to turn the music down a little bit. Okay, bet. I think we here now. We live and live in color. What's going on? As you can see by the title, you know what time it is, what we're going to be talking about, and what I'm probably going to clip and post as like my first real video in a minute. Okay, so Fury Prot, when to go Fury Prot, stuff like that. Like, can you just do it off rip? Can you just level while Fury Prot? Things like that. And I'm gonna go through the whole timeline, right? I'm gonna go through everything that I experienced while leveling, while hitting max, things like that. And you know what? Actually, we're gonna do something with this music. We're gonna put this low. It could just be my headphones, but we're gonna put this like super low. It's like super loud in my ear. But I feel like it's okay. But anyway, so this is the age old question that's been asked and dissected and redissected and rehashed and so on and so forth. There are many videos on it, many different opinions. There's an entire Discord about it. So this is just my personal take, my own experiences with when to go Fury Prod, when I was comfortable going, things of that nature. But first, let me just tell you, like, I'm not new to tanking. Like, I'm not someone who hasn't tanked before, even on a warrior. Like, I've kind of done it, seen it and done it all, right? I've never done it in vanilla. I've kind of did it in vanilla-esque, right? Like in SOD, where I was a warrior tank. But obviously, SOD is far removed from what this version is. We saw that when they released BGs and all the SOD guys were in the same BGs as the regular guys, and they were tearing through them, right? But I say that to say, I think I have a pretty good grasp on feeling things out, comparing it with my own experiences, and figuring out what's the most effective plan for me. Now, with that being said, one second. Now, with that being said, it still was a little bit of a learning curve on just kind of learning not really how to play the class, but more so how to adapt to changes, like how to adapt to the resource management between Fury and Deep Prot, how to adapt to, you know, I won't say lack of defensive value, because as you're leveling and even when you hit max, you'll learn very quickly that when you take the right talents, right? When you take the right defensive talents, but the majority of your talents are still in Fury, you're going to see that the defensive value really is kind of the same, right? You still get access to shield wall as long as you have a shield equipped macro, right? As long as you have a shield equipped, right? And you can macro that. That's what I mean by shield equipped macro. So as long as you have a shield equipped, you can still use shield wall. You still have enough talent points to talent into last stand. I can show you real quick here. I have 32 points in the Fury tree, and then I have 19 in the Prot tree, right? And I still have access to the really strong, important defensive talents, right? So I have access to toughness, even though I didn't put all my points into it. I still could have, right? There's flexibility here. I have access to last stand, which is another CD on top of shield wall, which is a shorter CD than shield wall, right? Shield wall is 30 minutes. Last stand is 10. You'll use this 3 times more than you'll use shield wall, or that's the idea. I still have access to both shield specialization and improved shield block, which is a really, really strong defensive talent, right? So a lot of the defensive power in the Prot tree is really early, and it's really accessible to from the other specs, right? Sure, you don't get things like improved shield wall duration. You don't get concussive blow, which can be a really good, kind of give you like good breathing room, right? If a mob is just wrecking you, or you're tanking 2 mobs at once, and you need, the damage to kind of slow down a bit to help the healer catch up, you can stun one and just kind of give yourself that breathing room, right? So yeah, you don't have access to that, which I guess in a way you can kind of look at as defensive power. You don't have access to shield slam, which is just threat that has no defensive value to you, except for, I guess, the dispel part. But the majority of the defensive power is really in the upper tree, and you have access to all of that, right? So when you're looking at the defensive value, like some people say, I just choose to go deep Prot because it's just way more defensive than being Fury Prot, and it can be, but when the right talents are taken, they're really kind of the same. When you look at how much defensive value is just in the beginning of the Prot tree, and all of that is accessible to really any spec, whether you are Fury Prot, whether you're Arms Prot, even though I don't recommend Arms Prot, but you can access it, right? So I say that to say, what's the other defining factors of when to go Fury Prot? Well, it's really a matter of stats and, for lack of a better term, feely craft to me. So before I had watched the video, I don't remember whose video it was, but it was a well-respected WoW tuber, right? And the person in question, who was, a warrior for a long time, had said he doesn't recommend going Fury Prot until like you have like 20% crit with no added buffs. So that means just 20% natty from talents and gear. And I kept that number always stuck in my head. So I was like, okay, 20%, right? And now that I am full-time Fury Prot, I will say that the 20% is a decent baseline, but I think there are some variables that you can kind of change up to kind of get yourself used to. They're just dependent on what gear you have, what talents you're running, things of that nature. So I'm supposed to be doing Diamond East. So let me pivot real quick, because I'm definitely heading to North for some reason. But that 20% crit, I think, was decent advice, but it didn't tell the whole story, is what I'm saying. It wasn't bad advice, it just didn't tell the whole story. How did I aggro this guy? This is weird. That's crazy that I aggroed these guys. That's not even right. But anyway, I'm about to just zip right into Diamond East and get these guys reset. Oh, nope, that one reset already. But anyway. So, yeah, the 20% thing is accurate, but it doesn't tell the whole story. And it doesn't tell the story of how it can be a little misleading, because really what you should be determining on when to go Fury Prot really is your surroundings, right? I have no idea who the healer is in this group, by the way. Really, it's your surroundings. It's how experienced or inexperienced are your healers, how experienced or inexperienced you are as a tank, things like that. How good are you at resource management? Because one thing, the big, I think, well, not big, but one of the big defining factors for me trying to get used to Fury Prot was the difference in rage cost of Shield Slam and Bloodthirst, right? Bloodthirst costs 30 rage, Shield Slam costs 20, so it's a 10 rage difference. Plus, on top of it is, if it feels bad when both of these either miss or get parried or dodge, but it really feels bad because you're using so much more rage on Bloodthirst than you are Shield Slam that it just feels kind of bad. It feels that way to me. I've always said, early on, and another thing, Bloodthirst doesn't do as much upfront threat if your gear is low than Shield Slam. If you have low gear, if you're just starting out, if you're just hitting 60 and you're still collecting pre-raid bits and all that other cool shit, Shield Slam, the deep Prot, is going to just give you more threat because of Shield Slam. Shield Slam has its own threat modifier, and it works well at low gear levels. When you have good gear, when you have high gear, because Bloodthirst scales off of attack power, the more strength and attack power you have, the better you are, the better off you are. That works in Fury's favor. So when you get more gear, you'll see that it will it'll pay off more. Sure. Let's just go full balls to the wall. Why not? Why the hell not? Do I want to use my deviant? Nah, I think my days of deviant are over. I don't know what Durzik is. I don't even know if he's the healer. He looks like he's the healer though. So we'll wait. But yeah, those are the bigger, to me, the bigger defining factors of when to go Fury Prot over, like fully, like meaning you're not using the Shield Slam Deep Prot setup anymore. I think it does still have some merit. I think if a boss is consistently buffing himself, like a boss like Shazra in Molten Core, who buffs himself with that magic debuff, and you can consistently dispel that, that's pretty solid for a solid reason to go Deep Prot, right? I think like I said, your entire early game, the early process of gearing up, Deep Prot will just always benefit you. Now, if you're somebody who's comfortable with Warrior, if you're somebody who this isn't your first go around of vanilla Warrior, and you trust your people, your surroundings and stuff like that, then yeah, you can go straight Deep Prot. Like, I was looking at logs the other day of like first week Molten Core clears, and some of them still had like leveling greens on, and they're just in their Fury gear and their Fury Prot gear, tanking Ragnaros. So, but those people are comfortable with the spec. They're comfortable with their raid group. Their raid group knows that these people, know what's going on. Their DPS is probably high, so the fights aren't really lasting that long to make it taxing on your healer. So that's what I would say. Those guys are pretty comfortable, so keep that in mind. But for the new person just hitting Warrior for the first time, or just getting used to just vanilla WoW and its mechanics in general, you'll probably net better results as Deep Prot over Fury. The 20% thing is a good baseline, because by the time you have 20% crit just natty, you probably have some decent items on you, or enough just raw stats to where it'll matter, like enough stats to where Bloodthirst is critting consistently and hitting and doing as much threat as Shield Slam and stuff like that. So I would say the 20% crit thing is correct, but again, I don't think it tells the whole story. Like, I'll give you an example. Even with my unbuffed, I have 16% crit. Oh, I'm using the wrong thing. So we'll say 18, because I'm not buffed with anything, right? This is just my everyday tank gear, no fire resist. This is just what I use when I'm in dungeons and stuff like that. And if you take away the Mongoose elixir, I have 18% crit, right? So by that ruling, I shouldn't be Fury Prot, but guess what? I am. So you can look at it like that. But that myth that Deep Prot is so much more tankier than Fury Prot, like, I can understand it, because some healers just get nervous when they see their tank with no shield. And I can understand it, right? Because you don't know this person, right? If you're walking into a pug, or you're walking into like a pug raid or a pug dungeon, and you see the person who's supposed to be tanking with no shield, you don't know that they have a shield equip macro on. You don't know that they have a shield wall macro. You don't know any of that stuff. You just see this person with, who looks like he doesn't know what he's doing. So I can understand why it might be a little apprehensive, but like right now I have my shield equipped, but that's just to show them that I have a shield and I know, it's there accessible. But like for this whole dungeon, I'm probably just going to use my bone slicing hatchet in Kelsorar combo. Easy. Know what I mean? So yeah, I'm waiting for this healer to get here so I can actually like do this stuff. I wonder where he's at. Can't see him on the map anymore, so he might be in the zone. I think the hunter went out to I don't know why the hunter went out, actually, because you can mount all the way in here. So I was about to say he might have went out to do some aspect of the pack shenanigans, but you can mount the whole way in here. So Hey, there's my boy. There is my boy. Think. Let's mark myself. Let's do that. All right. And do they want to do that? I don't care. They can do that if they want. I guess we do have a level 59 in here. Let my boy drink. That man is still back there, so I don't know what he's doing. But I am gonna shoot this big guy. For a second, I thought the trees were automatically gonna come back. For a second. I think the main thing also that I had to get used to when I was leveling is I got babied a lot by what's that talent? Anger management. It's another thing that that Deep Prot has access to. Just overall better rage control and rage management because you're generating rage while in combat, even if you're not getting hit, and your main your capstone talent, your main threat spender costs 10 less rage, so you just have more rage. And then you have things like improved sunder, which reduces the rage cost. It's commonplace to take improved heroic strike, even though you can get both of those talents. You can get both of those talents as Fairy Prot. You can get improved sunder and improved heroic strike as a Fairy Prot. There's certain things that you have to give up. Like I think you have to give up improved taunt. Like you can't have everything. Right. Obviously you can't have everything. But like with Deep Prot, you can have everything. You can have improved taunt, improved sunder, what is it called? Anger management, all of those things, and it won't affect you. So your rage generation really is just a little better until you get more stats. So kind of look at it like that. Is much more rage efficient. All right, let's let the blue bar users drink. Actually, I'm gonna take a swig too. It's really the mage. Jeez, that voice just went crazy. I need him to drink something other than refreshing spring water from Northshire Abbey. Boy, man is going nowhere. Yeah, I'm not even gonna pretend like I can do something here. Like without specific items, I can't hold threat off of all these things. So I don't really be pretending when it comes to like these little non-elite mobs. Like y'all know what time it is. We know what you came here for, mage. So I'll try to keep one or two off the healer, but I don't be doing all that. This might go bad, but let's see. Oh no, it's okay. And I don't know how far back those guys come, so we're gonna see. They come back pretty far. You got too close again. Not gonna pretend like I can do anything here. Mage, hold on you, my guy. He's doing it too, so he understood the assignment. Do these things come back here? No, so I'm just gonna shoot this thing. I don't want to fight all of shit. Mage got too close. I don't want to fight all of these things. Because I'm just realizing that my heal is level 53, so. Gotta be a little cautious here. Okay. And since there's only 3 of them, I think I can take them. All these filthy blue bar users. That's crazy that evocation costs mana and then it gives you the like, Jesus Christ. I feel like it's a net loss at that point. Because he lost a decent chunk of mana just using evocation. I could have swore that black plant would have came over here. I was waiting. Am I stunned? Oh, I am stunned. I'm like, wait, is it me? Am I lagging? Come on, Orc Ratio. We're supposed to stop all that. I didn't expect this guy to pull, to be honest. Yeah, I did not expect this guy to pull. For sure, I did not expect this guy to pull. Yeah. He's gonna keep freezing me, and it's not gonna be fun. What the hell? Why is that tree walking all the way back here? Excuse me? Tree? You don't have no business walking all the way. The totems got him. Okay. Well, gotta make something happen. Okay. Well, I got it. Yeah, you did it. Clever use of backstepping and shield block. Let them get their manas and res off. I don't know how far those guys come back. I guess we're about to find out. Yeah, he come back pretty far. That is wild. Okay. Come on, we kill mages out of me. I'm like, come on, we can kill them. Alright. Mage, take a chill pill while we take care of this. Stupid shadow ball volley. Easy money here. And then this is just another mage pack, which I can't really help with. If I had sweeping strikes, maybe a different story. Let my boy drink. But that's the discussion on Fury Prot. Like, well, at least from my perspective, if you're used to resource management, hey, living essence, I don't think those are worth that much. Is the guy here? I think this is it. Yeah. Sorry, got distracted. But yeah, if you're, I would say at the start of just once you hit 60, and as soon as you start farming for real, farming your pre-raid biz, just be deep prot. It'll make your dungeons go faster. It'll make you tank better. Just be deep prot. You'll generate more threat. You'll have more rage to play around with. You'll have, concussion blow. Like, you'll have more tools to maneuver around with. You'll have all the tools instead of some of them, right? You'll have concussion blow, improved taunt. You'll have improved Sunder armor. You'll have probably max out of toughness, the armor talent. So it's just better and safer. And then, like I said, while that 20% theory I think has weight to it, I think you can definitely do it before 20. Well, I mean, I'm living proof, right? Because I don't have 20 natty, and I'm in here right now. So this is all Fury Prot. I can probably move this like this. There we go. It just felt like a reach. Oh, I should probably spin homeboy. It just felt like a reach trying to hit shield block when I didn't have to. He's still hitting everybody. Excuse me? You can't do that. Like, excuse me, sir. They might be on their own for those. Oh no, Mage said nah, I'm a mage. Mage said LOL, I'm a mage, and took care of it. So damn, that cleave still went off. I meant to press oh, looks like we got a straggler. And I think with that I hate this poison. Yo, it blows my mind shamans don't have a poison dispel. Maybe they did. Maybe he just dispelled it. I'd say, because that's crazy. But I think with that, I can probably turn music up a little bit. Alright. Did someone talk to the little man? No. I got stunned immediately as soon as he ran over here. Big stun. I'm stuck. Either he has a lot of mana or he's just drinking some silly water. See if I can help this guy out a little bit. Alright. That shit always drops. Tuber surprise nonsense. That's some kid aggro to work out real quick. BRB.